G'day and welcome to the Tackle 9937's look back at three of the big moments from the weekend's AFL action. My name is Joel Gelding. I am a three-time Orange Cutter Premiership player. That's not actually playing on the field, but it's cutting the oranges for the boys. A big part of the team, Shaun McManus, you agree?
Yeah, massive part of the team, Joel. Congratulations. I was unaware of that. So
just another one to add to my illustrious resume. With me, as always, is the former Freo captain, Shaun McManus. How are you, man?
Really good. Good to have you back, by the way. We missed you last week, but I tell you what, another huge weekend of footy.
Oh, I just loved seeing some of these games, especially when I was in Bali on holidays, watching Nic Naitanui take a pack mark to win a game for the West Coast Eagles. After the siren, never happened in the career of the club, actually. They've never won a game after the siren, ever.
I didn't know that.
No.
Well, that's two new ones for the club to win that after the game, and Fremantle had their first ever draw. There you go, for the two West Australian teams.
And, of course, North Melbourne, they win another lose another close one, I should say. But Nic Naitanui really was the big talking point after this game. He took a big pack mark. He kept his cool, kicked it after the siren. Wasn't the easiest kick in the world either, but... I mean, can Nic Naitanui get any better? I mean, when he hits sort of 25, 26, you'd think he's at the peak of his powers. But right now, a lot of people would be talking him up as one of the best going around. What do you think?
Yeah, look, he's got a lot of improvement, Nic Naitanui. I mean, let's face it, the first game he came back and played this year, he had 6 touches. But you would have thought, by the way he came back, that he had 45 touches and kicked 10 goals. The hype around him was just enormous. Yeah. So last week against Brisbane, he just played okay. Last weekend against North Melbourne, which you saw on Friday night, I thought he had a very good impact on the game. He was pretty good, but certainly in the ruck, Goldstein was really taking it to him. So whilst he was going okay, it wasn't until he took that mark that everyone starts saying that he obviously was the best player on the field. I don't see it that way. He certainly was in that moment. Fantastic. And I do think Nic Naitanui in time will be the player that everyone's talking about him being now. He's not there yet at all.
Maybe
but
too much
he will
hype,
be.
perhaps.
He will be, mate. He's a champion. He's going to be even better than what people are saying he is now.
Yeah.
Because he's nowhere near it.
He's a pretty good player, but I mean, West Coast, they get back on track now. It seems they win a couple. They still might be a bit far off from you. You still don't think they can make the top 4 though?
No, I think it's a tough going. If they'd have lost this one, they were absolutely toast. But the next couple of games have got a few easy ones. This period, the last 4 weeks, they've got a chance to have won 5 in a row because they've got the easiest draw. That might build confidence. The wheels, the perpetual motion starts building, and they should be off to the races, hopefully, after that.
The next game we're going to look at is the Essendon Bombers v the Brisbane Lions. This was probably seen as the biggest upset of the season so far. I don't think anyone expected Essendon to lose to Brisbane, especially with all the talk around Michael Voss. Is he going to get sacked? The Brisbane Lions are doing so awful. Is this now all the off-field stuff for Essendon? Is it finally starting to take its toll, do you think?
Yeah, well, you wonder if that's the case. Over the last couple of years, Essendon have jumped out of the blocks and led the competition for the last 2 years. Keep this in mind. Then they've faded, they've compounded, they've hardly won a game after the halfway mark. As it stands at the moment, just lost a couple now. Will it be the same as it has been every single year? I'm not sure. I do believe that they will be in the finals, no problem at all. Bearing in mind they missed the finals because of that, losing all those games in the second half of the year. Brisbane just got off to a really good start.
Yeah.
Self-belief came into it after a while. They hung in there, they were in front. Essendon came back, got over the top of them in the last quarter, but then they were able to score again, and Brent Staker kicking that goal from the boundary line.
Mate, you read my mind. Let's take a look at the footage of a guy who's had a horrible run with injury of late, but lined up and kicked really the game-winning goal. Brent Staker for the Brisbane Lions. Have a look.
Brave effort for Staker to get back to football at this level. He's put it right through the middle. What a fairy tale for Staker.
So that was a pretty big upset over the weekend. I don't think many people expected the Freo Dockers to go over to Sydney and put up much of a fight. I don't know. They've been playing pretty good footy, but I don't think really anyone expected them to come out and do what they did. 3 late goals. They steal a draw away from Sydney, who, I don't know, the Dockers just, they didn't go away, Shaun.
No, they didn't. Inaccurate kicking really cost them throughout the night. Pretty similar to West Coast playing North. You could have argued if North had have won that game that West Coast should have won it because of their inaccurate kicking. Quite clearly, Fremantle dominated the inside 50 count, 61-47. They peppered the goals, couldn't score, kicked a truckload of points, and then when it came to the death knot, had the biggest chances to win that game. How did they not rush that ball through, Joel?
I don't know. The Sydney defence did pretty good with that, but they're missing that big forward, aren't they? We know the Pav's out at the moment. When he comes back in his side, is he like that missing link? All of a sudden, they'll have a big target up there. They're getting all the inside 50s.
Yeah, well, Pav's one of the premier players at full forward, has been for 14 years, so he is a genuine superstar of the game, and of course any team missing a guy of his calibre will be in trouble. But I've got to say, for those non-believers who would think, oh, Fremantle will get rolled by Sydney, Fremantle are a good team. They're not the team that was many moons ago when I played and we couldn't get the job done on the road. They're a team that, as Ross Lyon always says, anywhere, anytime, let's do it.
Is this one of the better starts of the season you've ever seen them have? Because they do look, I mean, with all the injuries, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, you've got to keep going with the momentum through this part, because the season can, like Essendon we've seen in the past, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and we'll wait and see what happens. West Coast last year were a team that got off to a good start, like Fremantle, lost a lot of guys, but able to keep that momentum going and got the guys back and had a successful final series. Hopefully Fremantle can emulate that.
Well, watching the game on Saturday night, I think it was one of the best finishes we've seen in a while. Take a look at this. As you said, they couldn't get this rush behind. They almost snatched a victory from the Swans. Have a look.
But he must score from the 50. Gives it a long ball. It might not have the distance.
And there you go. They're the three big games from the weekend. Before we finish off this week, though, we're going to try something a little bit new. Shaun McManus, why don't you take a look at some of the big players from the weekend's SuperCoach?
Everybody's playing. There's over 400,000 people playing SuperCoach at the moment, involved in fantasy footy leagues. Brandon Ellis, he was top scored for Richmond, 155 points. Now, he just kept racking it up all day long. Marks and certainly kicks got him over the line there. Kieran Jack was great for Sydney against Fremantle. And Gary Ablett, as usual, he is top 3 this week, and he is the leader throughout the season. Yeah. He just keeps getting it. What a champion.
Well, I've got him as the captain of my SuperCoach team, but I think so is the rest of Australia. Yeah. And the minute you want to take him off as your captain and maybe put someone else on there, he'll get 45 touches. So just don't do it. Just leave him as captain the whole year. That's my advice. But that's the tackle for another week. What can we expect for the Dockers and the Eagles this weekend?
Well, interestingly enough, West Coast will travel and play GWS away. That game's done and dusted. There's another win for them. They'll go to 5-4 on the season after that, and Fremantle will beat Melbourne at home on Sunday, and again Fremantle will go to 6-2-1, the one for the draw.
Well, there you go.
Stings.
We'll cover all the big moments for this weekend's action next Monday. For now, that's the tackle done and dusted. Thanks for Channel 7 for letting us use that footage. We'll see you next week.